Alright, so this new Boruto chapter was absolutely insane. There's so much to talk about, so many different topics and things that we did want to see. This was absolutely not a fluff chapter. This is exactly what we needed to revive the franchise, so to speak. Because honestly, I think I speak for a lot of people when we say that the story was getting a little bit dull after the Ishiki stuff, but this chapter actually starts to pick things up where it should be. But before we break down this new chapter, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you like more stuff like this, and let's jump straight to it. So the chapter opens up with Amato kind of having his little self-monologue moment. We saw a little tidbit, a little sneak peek of that last chapter where he was kind of talking to himself and how, you know, we've gotten this far, Kawaki, if you guys remember. But now we see that full monologue, right, on how Kawaki's karma is a weapon and how he kind of, you know, seduced Kawaki into taking the karma for himself. And then we see it. We see the panel we've all been waiting for, the close-up of Kawaki using his karma. And it's kind of nice, not gonna lie. I mean, we did see something like this before when he was Ishiki's actual vessel, but this is actually pretty sick. He actually has the eye dojutsu, which I did state in my last prediction for this channel would be a variation of Ishiki's dojutsu, and a lot of people disagree with me, but that's exactly what it is, which we see later on. From the close-up that we see, it does have a different pattern. I believe Ishiki's is more like a full pinwheel, his is like more black than anything, but it does appear that he has a dojutsu active in his left eye. Obviously, upon seeing this, Code and Ida know exactly what's going on. She deduces that Amato must have given him back the karma, but she notes something that we didn't actually really know because she is seeing kind of everything. She states that he probably restored it when he replaced Kawaki's right arm. So that was even before Kawaki actually consented to it, because he knew that he would consent to it eventually. So I mean, it looks a little bit suspicious in Amato's part, but he's been sus this entire time, so that's nothing really new there. But we see the face up and then the close up of the eye, and again, confirmation that the dojutsu itself looks a little bit different. So maybe we'll get to see some other abilities that we have not seen Ishiki utilize as well. Honestly, to me, it kind of looks like an incomplete version of Ishiki's dojutsu, which would make more sense because his karma is still based off of Ishiki. And then we see the initial confrontation between Boruto and Kawaki using their respective karmas, or should I say Momoshiki, who's taking control of Boruto's body. And again, like I said before, he has access to Ishiki's abilities. He has access to the Sukuna Hikona and can access the pocket dimension, make things bigger and smaller, as noted by other characters as well. Naruto is, of course, thrown back by why Kawaki would put himself back in that place to get the karma. And honestly, Kawaki was going to kill Boruto in this fight. This fight was to kill him, but Naruto obviously doesn't want that to happen. They have a little bit of a back and forth, and this is awesome because we actually get to see the beginning of the end here. The way that Kawaki is acting with his karma and talking to Naruto, he's telling him that he's got to do what needs to be done for him, seeing that he's kind of got a delusional mindset is really being put into play here. Even though Kawaki's part of the good side right now, and Momoshiki's obviously the main villain at the moment, Kawaki is completely willing to kill Boruto and Momoshiki and Boruto together. And like I said before, I did expect these two to fight. Obviously, it was common sense that these two would fight. I also thought Naruto and Code would fight a little bit as well, but Code seems to be a little bit of a pussy and just not really doing anything. Honestly, the whole focus was taken away from Code and Naruto to Kawaki and Boruto from last chapter to this chapter. Complete 180. There's a cool scene where Kawaki seems to shrink himself and pop up behind Boruto, and I don't know, there's just a lot of cool stuff going on here. Again, most of these abilities we've seen before. We haven't seen Kawaki utilize some of them. We did see the Karma arm, we did see the Sukuna Hikona, the Dojutsu looks pretty cool. Again, I have videos explaining all of these, the Karma, the Sukuna Hikona, Ishiki's Dojutsu, all that stuff, so I don't want to go too in depth on what exactly he has access to now, but I might make another video in the future discussing what else he might have that we haven't really seen too much of. But yeah, another thing that I expected for this chapter is that Kawaki would blatantly overpower Boruto, because obviously if they're both roughly 80-90% Otsutsuki, and Kawaki's karma is based off of Ishiki's and Boruto's is directly correlated with Momoshiki's, then obviously Kawaki should have the upper hand because Ishiki is exponentially stronger than Momoshiki, even if Boruto's using a little bit more of an advanced variation of the karma right now, which does seem to be somewhat the case because he is in complete control of this fight. Momo does not seem to be having a good time right here. He says game over and everything. One more thing that I wanted to note that I actually also thought would have happened as well, and I stated before, is that Shikamaru, much like Amato, caught on the fact that Code is with someone else, and that's something I predicted even before Naruto showed up. I expected that Shikamaru, they're going to take advantage of his very knowledgeable mind. I mean, he's not going to be very active active physically, so he's got to be able to do something mentally. So deducing that Code's working with somebody obviously makes a lot of sense here. We're quickly drawn away from that to the conversation between Naruto and Kawaki. It goes from 0 to 100 very, very quickly. Naruto's screaming, he's very, very upset at Kawaki, telling him that he's his son, don't be ridiculous, don't kill him. And then Kawaki's like, nah, he's got a demon inside of him. And Naruto's like, no, you're the one acting like a demon here. With that, Boruto regains consciousness, fights with Momo a little bit. Obviously, we see that Amato's pills are working a little bit. And the biggest twist of the chapter, Boruto and Kawaki move on to a last resort plan, which was probably talked about back when they said that they're gonna get rid of each other's karma no matter what. I swear it. And that might even mean getting Boruto killed on purpose so he doesn't spread and Momo doesn't come back. And it's actually ridiculous. Boruto's 100% ready to go with this plan. He says he's ready. Naruto obviously tries to stop him, but I mean, we knew it was coming. We knew it was coming. I didn't know it was going to hurt this much, but yeah, he uses the wind style Gale Palm and easily sends Naruto flying. He can't really do anything. It's very sad to say, but Naruto, although we've all made videos talking about how strong he is now, but just seeing it in action, obviously we know that it wouldn't make sense for him to still be on par, for him to still be as strong as Momoshiki, especially without his KCM or any Nine Tails abilities. But this scene, man, it really hurt me. But anyways, we end off the chapter with Kawaki stabbing his whole karma arm straight through Boruto's stomach and seemingly killing him. Again, very, very crazy twist. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know exactly what we should be expecting for the future. Usually when they do things like this, obviously in the next chapter they find out, oh, they're not actually dead, or oh, he's gonna come back. Kind of like what happened to Kakashi in the Pain arc, where he was like dead but he came back. You know what I mean? They're not, usually this doesn't last for very long, and obviously we know that he's the protagonist of the show, so he's not gonna stay dead even if he is. Or Momo's gonna interfere, Code's gonna interfere, something's gonna happen in this next chapter. But from the looks of it, from the way that the writers are intending it to look like, it looks like he's dead now, which was the whole idea. Again, there was a lot of predictions surrounding exactly who goes evil and how they end up facing one another. But I think that a lot of dirt got thrown in Kawaki's face here, because he seems to be, he's doing this for Naruto, but obviously Naruto does not condone this at all. So I feel like this is going to be a recurring theme in the future. And obviously Boruto was willing to sacrifice himself here, so it wouldn't make sense if he was the villain unless Momoshiki was control of his body. But that also wouldn't make sense, because in their final battle, when they're teenagers, I guess you could say, in their final battle, so to speak, the one that we see in the beginning of the show, Kawaki refers to him as Boruto, Boruto refers to him as Kawaki. So yeah, it looks like Kawaki's gonna have his own villain arc coming up. I don't know what's gonna happen after this, how Naruto's gonna react to this. If they actually play it off as he's actually dead but he comes back later, I don't know. Naruto and Kawaki are not gonna be the same. And I feel like since Naruto's the only thing holding Kawaki down, if Naruto puts his back towards him because he killed his son, then Kawaki's just gonna go rogue, leave, and probably lead to events later on. And honestly, we might see Boruto get revived later. I have no idea. Let me know what you guys think down below. It's very fun to speculate on what we think could be coming up, but I just wanted to kind of review this overall chapter and make sure we addressed a lot of the new stuff that we saw here today. Probably one of my favorite chapters, at least out of like the last like 10 or 15. It's absolutely insane. If you guys like more videos like this, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Also, don't forget to check out my public Discord server. And if you guys want to support the channel further, don't forget to get the anime hoodies. I'll leave them down below, and I'll catch you in the next one.